Okay, this is the third of our Piaffe series. In this video, we're going to show you how to put the outside hind leg under the point of gravity through shoulders in renvers and Travers, and then work in the points in between those patterns to get what's called the half step. If you find this useful, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and also there's a thank you button below. All right, rockers, fellow horse nerds. In the previous video, we looked at getting the inside hind leg under the horse's point of gravity. First, walking in a kind of shoulder in hybrid, and then in a sort of counter shoulders in. Now we're going to do the B patterns, and for these, we need to actually change the horse's flexion. So I need to see if I can change the flexion of his head. So I put my fingers in the bit ring, and I ask him to first give a little bit, and then when he does, I put the head a little bit away from me like that, see? And then I ask the head to come a little bit towards me like that. If I can get that flexion through the pole here, then I know I'm ready to try these B patterns. Now, lads, top tip, it helps if you have a friend, what we call observation monkey, to tell you if indeed the pole is flexed away from you or towards you, because you can't always see, or sometimes you're like so busy trying to see where that hind leg is going or something that you might not realize that your horse isn't quite in that flexion. So have a friend who you trust, who you're not going to fight with, who is going to be sweet to you and not go, ooh, that's wrong, and just have them tell you if the flexion when you change it away from you is actually away from you. All right, so we start in the patterns we did in the last video. So I'm going to start in an A pattern here. This is pattern number 1A. I do a walkie one, and as I'm doing a walkie one on a biggish circle, I'm going to change the flexion. So my right hand goes down, my left hand goes a bit forward. You see, and he's in a little bit of the renvers there. And now this hind leg that's closest to me is now the outside of the bend. Good, and now I move him forward again, and I'm going to ask him to look at me again, go back to the shoulders in hybrid. Now that hind leg is the inside hind leg, because it's the inside of the banana. Good, whip on the shoulder to stop. Going to do the same thing on the other side. All right, so always start by going forward first. Don't try to pick up your pattern right away. I'm placing my outside rein in front of the wither. And I ask him to look at me first a bit, and then I move the head to the outside. I put my left hand a bit down, my right hand a bit forward, and my index finger on my whip down so that he can easily cross that outside hind leg, you see? And then I put him straight again, and then I ask the head to come back towards me. Super job. All right, thank you, sir. Okay, now we're going to do pattern 2B. That's a Travers in the circle. Let's see how that goes, all right? So an easy way to start is start with the counter shoulders in. So the horse walks forward towards me. I look for a place where I've got some space, and then round we go. Now I'm going to change the bend. My left hand goes a bit down, there we go, and he's now flexed away from me, and he is now in a Travers, and it's the outside hind leg that's crossing. I have to walk slightly bigger steps because I'm the outside of the circle. And then I come forward and ask him to come back to pattern number 1A, which is the shoulders in, leg yield, hybrid. Okay, good. So, going to do the other side, all right. Place my outside rein here as always. Going to have some input from the little dog Timmy. And first I go pattern 1A, shoulders in, hybrid. Then I'm going to go forward and place the head away from me, left hand down, right hand forward, index finger down. Hope that I don't run into the plants over here. Good. And index finger down helps him cross that outside hind under the point of gravity. Then I move him forward again and see if I can go back to pattern number 1 without getting eaten. And there we go. Good. Super. Thank you, sir. All right. The next stage is going to be, can I add some little steps of trot to this? Now, the Piaffe is not a trot, all right? Not a trot. It's really a kind of a walk. But the horse has to first understand that he can mobilize the hind legs without shooting forward and manage his energy a little bit more upwards. So that's called a half step, all right? And the easiest way in these patterns to find the half step is in the transition between pattern 1B and 2B. So let's see if I can do that. All right, so now we've achieved this in the walk, I want to see if in the little bits of straight line that I do from one pattern, between the two patterns, from one pattern to the other, I can ask for just a little bit of that from the hind legs. Let's just see what happens, okay? So I'm going to move him forward. Always go forward before you go sideways so that your horse has a bit of impulsion to work with. Here I go. I'm going to go, put him in the B pattern here, in the renvers in the circle. Now I'm going to straighten him and ask him to trot a little bit. Good. And then I come back to walk, and I'm going to go to my pattern 2B, which is a bit Travers in the circle. Now he's kind of sitting a little bit, and I'm going to move forward in a straight line, and I'm going to ask him to trot a little bit. Come on, Fred. Good. And then I'm going to ask him to walk again. And come back. Now, this you're going to need to practice for some weeks, okay? It doesn't happen just like that, but if the horse can learn to manage his energy in this kind of logical way, eventually the steps will get a kind of like you've just seen there. Very, very managed, the energy a little bit more up than forward, effectively a half step. I'm going to do the other side. All right, here we go. I'm going to move my pony forward. Come, my friend. Going to go into my pattern 1A. I'm going to go to change the bend, put him in the renvers in the circle. Then I'm going to come forward a little bit and click. Good. And then I'm going to go into my Travers without hitting the well, hopefully, which is right here. And then I'm going to come forward and I'm going to click again. Come, my friend. Good. Okay. And back to my first pattern. Good man. Okay. All right. If I can do those things, then I can think about moving to the next step. So in the next video, we're going to take it towards now an actual Piaffe, where we're going to go, instead of in the circles, now we're going to go in a straight line, shoulders in to renvers, and see if we can get a half step that way that looks a little bit like a Piaffe. What do you think? I think we can do it. All right.
If this was in any way helpful, if you liked it, then please hit those thumbs up buttons, subscribe, tell a friend and share. There's also a thank you button down there. If you send us a couple of bucks on there, it helps us to create more time, to create more content like this for you. We've got more on the Piaffe coming, there's more ways. So if you want to come and work with us and our ponies directly, you can do that. You can just go to the website below, heliosharmony.com, and send us an email and make a plan. And there is of course also an online course there if you join the site, heliosharmony.com, that will take you from zero to the Piaffe in hand with your own pony. So those are the plugs. See you on the next one.